Hi, everyone. It's been a while since I've been on, and I'm really wanting to spend a little bit more time sharing information and knowledge with you. So, today I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about how health and wellness coaching really saved my life and changed my life for the better, and just give you a little background on my story. Last time I was on here, I talked about just generally what health and wellness coaching is. So if you haven't seen that video, I would check it out. But my plan is kind of actually to be posting weekly videos. And after this week, I would like to really spend some time each week, really just diving into tips and knowledge and support around energy and health. And so my plan is to be posting pretty much every Thursday. So if you're finding that you're, engaged and intrigued by these, please feel free to subscribe or like the videos so I kind of know what you're enjoying and maybe what you're not. But I'm just glad that you're taking the time to check in. And I'm really excited to use this avenue to start to really just share so much of what I've learned, over the last 18 months that I think could be really useful for you. So, for those of you who saw my last video, I gave a description about what health and wellness coaching is. And so, this one, I really wanted to just give you a little backstory on myself. Many of you inquired about it, and it took me a while to get back to you, but I am here. So, really, I was just wanting to give you some, foundation and backstory. What really what led me here, why I'm now, incorporating health and wellness coaching into my life. So I would say I really noticed a deterioration in my health in my late 30s, or really mid 30s, actually. It lasted through my late 30s. Um, Up until that point, I at that time considered myself pretty healthy. I generally was doing well. I mean, I would have the occasional cold. I would, have all the things that what I figured typical people had. But it felt like I just got hit by a freight train in my mid 30s. And what I felt like was a big shock and surprise. Now, in retrospect, it was a very slow build up into my 30s when my body just finally said, enough is enough. Um, at the time, I did lack self awareness in regards to my body's signals, that it needed some help, it needed some support. So I was experiencing, some significant stomach issues, digestive issues. I was starting to see significant highs and lows in my energy, my mood. I struggled with mild to moderate depression on and off for reasons that I didn't know, like what was going on? Why was I feeling this way? I was pretty erratic in my exercise and movement. I didn't really prioritize sleep as much as I should. I wasn't eating the best. I wasn't horrible, but I definitely wasn't eating the best. And so I was experiencing some of these symptoms in a mild to moderate way. And then that was kind of my lifestyle at that time. And, in my mid 30s, I had two young kids and I was working and trying to figure out that whole new balance in my life. And so I wasn't really putting myself first very often. I was kind of burning it at both ends. But I got to the worst point when my digestion was so bad that I was eating bone broth just to survive, because anything else I put in my body was I just felt like I was going to die. Like I was so in pain. I would just, have to curl up in a ball. And so I had lost a ton of weight and I was just in pain all the time. I was starting to have joint issues. I was having issues with my skin. I was obviously mentally not doing so well, and I was just really scared because, of course, I was Googling myself and trying to self-diagnose, and of course, if you Google, you're gonna die. So I was on a spiral as far as what was going on because I felt like so many things were wrong with me. And so, of course, in this process, I was going to doctors high and low, and never getting any answers and nothing that was concrete. Or it was stuff like, oh, you have digestive issues, maybe you should incorporate more fiber and drink smoothies. And I'm sitting here going, you don't think I've tried those things? Or somebody told me to take Beano. That was the best one. And then I got, maybe you have rheumatoid arthritis, maybe you have an autoimmune disease. Maybe we should remove your gallbladder and hope that that helps with your digestion. And everything just, it either reached a dead end and no, that wasn't the problem, or it just didn't feel right. I was like, I don't want to remove a body part unless I know something's really wrong. So I was in this just spinning circle trying to figure out what was going on. And I was starting to get really desperate. And it was just months and months and months of this. And I continued to just feel worse. And of course, it was just starting to really have a significant effect on my ability to function. I had two young kids, I had a husband, I was working, and it was just, I was barely surviving. So I was not present for my kids. I was so consumed by how horrible I felt. I was so consumed by, what was maybe going on with me that I just was having a hard time really being present, in my life and with my family. And you know, Dave, my husband, he was such a support during that time. And he was so patient with me because I was just, I was on a emotional roller coaster, but it was taking its toll on him, and it was just like, there was only so much he could handle. And so that rock bottom lasted for about a year. And then I just got to the point one day, I don't really remember the day. I just remember this. I woke up one morning and I was like, you know what? I've got to get this figured out. Like, I can do this. I can find a way to heal. Like, I'm not going to just continue to live like this, And so that was the day that changed my life, because I just started to really do a lot of research and find other modalities to explore. And I just was really open to anything. I tried so many different things, but ultimately what helped me heal was working with a naturopath. I mean, she was the one that really, I turned a complete corner. And then through that, I started to utilize other modalities like acupuncture, which was major in my healing. I worked with a physical therapist that did integrative manual therapy on my organs because they had taken their toll. As far as like, I had a bunch of infections that I realized I had with my naturopath. And I worked with energy healers, chiropractic care. I mean, I had like a team to get me back on track. But within all of this, what I grew to understand was how much power and knowledge your body has, and how it's really always working to heal itself, and that you just have to find the right things for your body. And that fascinated me. And so I started to really take deep dives into just health and healing and wellness. And I was just consumed in the best way possible, where it was kind of just like, what can I get my hands on now to learn more, about how to heal yourself? And so as I was doing this, I just started to feel this excitement and energy kind of enter my body. And it was a slow process, but I rediscovered my health. And I just, at this point, feel like the luckiest person, because I can get up in the morning refreshed, and I'm a good mom, I'm a good wife, I'm a good person, and I can do all the things that I want to do in my life. And one of those things came because of these, what I saw at that time, like horrible part of my life, but was actually a gift. Because of my health issues, I was able to recognize that I wanted to incorporate health and wellness into my life beyond just doing it for myself. Like, I wanted to be of service to others. I mean, I don't know what I would have given to have somebody who could have been a light for me in that area and guided me and helped me. I could have done it a lot more quickly, probably, because I just was doing this, trying to find my way, and I did. And so I just kind of kept my heart and ears and eyes open for a couple of years and thought, it'll come, to me. And eventually it did. It was one of those days where I was on social media and I saw an ad for health coaching, and I thought, what is health coaching? Because a lot of the things up until that point, I was like, no, not quite for me, not what I'm thinking. Because I am an instructor at CSU. I absolutely love my job, and it's not something I want to move away from, but I knew I needed to add this piece. Like, it was very important to me because I feel like it's a perfect blend, of what I want to be doing. So yeah, so that was that. After I saw that ad, I did the research and I thought, this is it, because it aligned with exactly what I was excited about, and I could incorporate as little or as much of it as I want into my life. And so it began at that point, and I ended up enrolling. And since then, I have become a certified health and life coach. And I'm now in their mastery program, their mastery coaching program, which is incredible. And it's changed my life because not only did I become trained in how to coach, but I was also coached, which was actually one of the big draws for me because I thought, well, if it turns out I don't want to do this, I'm going to get something out of this. And did I ever? And I continue to being in this mastery program because it goes deeper beyond just changing behaviors and lifestyle, but beliefs and identity, which is just really transformational. And so I'm a student of the work, but I'm also I've received it, and it's been a complete game changer for myself. And so yeah, so that's where I'm at. And so at this point, I'm still a work in progress. I'm still discovering things about myself. There's still things I want to improve and grow in. And I think that's just part of being human. But I just feel honored to be doing what I love. You know, I get to instruct college students, and I get to teach on topics that I'm passionate about. And now I have this modality for myself that I get to be of service in the health and wellness. And so I'm just finding I'm very passionate about working. I mean, I'm open to working with everyone, but I'm really passionate about working with women who have experienced that burnout, that depletion, whether it's in their health, whether it's in their excitement and energy and purpose in life, and really help elevate that energy for your everyday life so that you're not just in survival mode. That's where I felt like I was at for a while. And that you're thriving, you know, in your life. And so it really gets down to, you know, working on that lifestyle piece, so that you can slowly incorporate things that allow that part of you to elevate a little bit more. So that is a you know, in a nutshell, that happened over 5, 6, 7 years. But that's my story. So again, next week I'm going to start with some content. We're going to get into one of the main things that drains our energy. And so for those of you who have been a part of any of my online talks that I've done, you may have heard it before, but I'm gonna start there and then really build and actually give you practical tips and information and support and encouragement around increasing your energy and your zest and vitality for life. So if you enjoyed this video, give a like. If you want to get more videos from me and get alerts on that, you can hit subscribe as well. And I would love any feedback. Take care, everybody.